Welcome back to Be Rich. Today I want to talk about the markets. Most people I know, whether they are in the West or whether they are in India, always take for certainty that markets always go in one direction. Markets either move up and move big, and they hate it when tell them that the market can correct and correct deeply. The common refrain in India is that markets can go up only in one direction, that is up, and perfectly it will keep on going up, and there is nothing to worry. Everything is fine and dandy. But those who forget lessons are condemned to repeat them. History does not actually repeat the same way, but also it can rhyme the same way. Similar to India, what's the story in Russia? Russia was supposed to be the emerging market of the world. People said Russia would become the fifth largest economy in the world, and the Leningrad exchange or the Petersburg exchange would become one of the biggest in the world. Russian stocks were listed across the world, and there were Russian ETFs. Russia accounts for 0.4% of the stocks that are traded in the global indices and 4% of the emerging market indices. So nobody at any point told you that Russian stocks was dangerous. There were rumors going around saying that if there is a war, Russian stocks would correct and correct deeply. But at no point I could read anywhere that you couldn't trade your Russian stocks. Well, last week that is what happened. Russia simply shut down the market and said you cannot sell or buy Russian securities. For some time, it was possible to sell these companies in the foreign markets before they started to crack. The Russian exchange traded fund, the index fund, the magical index fund, which is supposed to give you magnificent returns all through the year, is in serious trouble. The exchange traded fund, which is based on the Russian index, is down 90% from its recent high. That is, you put 100 rupees, the value of the Russian index is today less than 10. There is no proper price discovery for what has happened to the Russian index. We do not know what is the correct value of the price per stock, when the Russian market will open, when normal trading will happen. So then people if unless you are a serious investor, you should not consider going long on Russia. If you go long on Russia, as I suggested a week before, that is a trade for the likes of George Soros or Warren Buffett. For you and me, the pain can be intense and we should not go anywhere near it, for we do not know when the markets will open. I want to bring to your attention how many times that the world markets has shut down outside the United States over the last 50, 60 years. There have been 25 different occasions after the First World War when when the world has shut down its markets indefinitely. England, Germany, all these countries shut down their exchanges during the war, especially the Germans. If you are inside a market, you cannot get out of it. You are trapped. The mighty US, which is considered the citadel of capitalism, decided to shut its market in 1914 because they didn't want panic selling when the war started, and it was closed for a couple of weeks. There have been times during the Great Depression when the market was shut for a day or two, or for a couple, 3, 4 days at a time. It is possible that the markets will disappear. You say the markets go up sometime, markets go down sometime. What you should be prepared is the market disappears for some time. I am reminded of Uncle Warren Buffett, who keeps on teaching us you should be ready for the day when the market will not open for 10 years. Assume that I hold a basket of stocks and the stock market does not open for 10 years. I should be willing to invest and stay invested for those 10 years without any escape route. If I don't have that kind of conviction, I should not call myself an investor. But that is not true. Most of the time, people disappeared. In 1914, the Leningrad Stock Exchange was the fifth largest stock exchange in the world. It was doing good and profitable business, and the Tsar was still ruling. And during the World War, the exchange shut down to open briefly in 1917. Then the Bolsheviks took over, toppled the Tsar, got him executed. Those who could exit at that point of time and were smart enough exited. The rest were stuck because for next 75 years there was no stock exchange in the Russian market. So imagine there were 3,000 companies trading in the Leningrad Stock Exchange in 1917 when it was permanently shut. Imagine a market in which you have invested and it does not open for 75 years. That is what happened to the Leningrad Stock Exchange. The stock exchange, after shutting down in 1917, opened only in 1991. On the occasion of the stock opening, exchange opening in 1991, the president of the Leningrad Stock Exchange said, two things could happen. We can either go and become the largest market in the world. Then the then Wall Street Journal asked, a correspondent asked him, what is the other? He said, we could go back to the old ways where the exchange is shut and we redistribute the stocks. The stocks have not in the Russian stock markets have not been redistributed, but you don't know when the market will open because the moment the Russian stock market opens, there is going to be pandemonium and stocks are being going to be sold into. The four or five people, including the Franklin Templeton Index ETF, Russian ETF, and three other ETFs, which are hold the largest amount of Russian assets, have decided that on March 18th, these stocks will be liquidated. By the time this video comes to you, March 18th would have come and gone, and the stocks would have been liquidated for a loss. For every 100 rupees you invested, 90 rupees would have gone down the tube. Or you may prefer it in dollars. For every $100 invested, $90 has gone into the tube, down the tube. This kind of uncertainty is possible, but nobody in the United States or into my home country, India, believes such things are possible. In fact, the media has not even covered this event in a big way. Imagine that if the Bombay Stock Exchange or the National Stock Exchange shuts down tomorrow and does not open for 90 days, what is going to happen to all the investment? It may not happen in America, but in any emerging market, shutting down the index and locking it away, and the government slamming its brake and not allowing you to sell is a real possibility. It happened in Russia. Nobody who says it can happen in any emerging market. Sri Lanka and Pakistan, along with Turkey, are candidates for closing down their stock markets anytime. So, when you invest, make sure that you are taking all these risks into consideration. Thank you once again for watching Be Rich. If you like this video, I urge you to subscribe to my channel and turn on the bell notification. If you do not turn on the bell notification, you will not be intimated every time we put out a video. If you really like this channel, kindly consider forwarding this video through WhatsApp to your friends and relatives. Kindly urge them to subscribe. We could do with some support. Once again, I thank you for supporting Be Rich. I have written two books in English, The Alchemy of Money and Ordinary Stocks, Extraordinary Profits. These books are published by us and are ready. If you want to procure a copy, send us a message to the WhatsApp number given below and my team would respond to you. If you want an Amazon Kindle copy, you can click the link below. Finally, those who wish to consult with me can send a mail to berichenglish@gmail.com. Once again, I thank you for your support. If you like this video, press the subscribe button of my channel, hit the like button and turn on the bell notification.